morning, YouTube friends. It's Trudy here. I'm just coming in to talk about some of the expenses associated with the surgery in Ontario and as to what is covered by OHIP and what is not. And just to give you an idea of what kind of money you'll be looking forward to spending with the surgery. So we'll start at the very beginning with the pre-op testing. When you're doing the pre-op testing for the surgery, all of the tests themselves are covered by OHIP. So there's blood work, ultrasound, a scope, and a sleep study, and there's a few other things. But the sleep study is the one we're going to talk about because we're talking about costs. With the sleep study, if they've discovered that you have sleep apnea, then they are going to prescribe you a CPAP machine. You need this CPAP machine because you need to take it to the hospital with you when you have your surgery. Reason for that is when you are coming out of the anesthetic, they don't want you having any breathing issues, and this is why. When they first started doing these surgeries, people were dying in recovery, and this is just what my surgeon told me because I questioned why I needed the CPAP machine. I really didn't understand the importance. So he told me that people were dying after the surgery of respiratory arrest in recovery, and they couldn't figure out why. And there, I mean, it wasn't many people, but it was happening. So people were dying of respiratory arrest. So they finally linked it to sleep apnea. And what they discovered was that the anesthetic that they give you is a respiratory suppressant. So when your breathing is compromised when you're sleeping, so when you're stopping breathing, myself, I was stopping breathing 47 times an hour in my sleep when I was diagnosed with sleep apnea. So when you stop breathing in your sleep, the anesthetic that they give you makes it more difficult for you to resume breathing again on your own because that medicine just suppresses your breathing. So they figured that the CPAP machine was the best bet for people who are having this surgery. So if you have sleep apnea, then you're going to have to either rent or buy a CPAP machine. I rented one for 1 month. I took it back after my surgery. If you're going to buy one, the cost is about $600 to $700. Part of the cost is subsidized by the government, but it still leaves with an out-of-pocket expense of about $600 to $700 for the CPAP machine. Now, when I rented mine, it was $135 for the 3 months. No, for 1 month. It was $135 for 1 month. And then I took it back 2 weeks after surgery because I found that I was choking on it in my sleep, and I was really afraid of swallowing air at that point. So I took it back. So if you're going to buy a CPAP machine, it's $600 or $700. If you're going to rent one, it's about, say, $150 a month, just a sort of a roundabout figure. Vitamin K shots. You have to take 2 doses of vitamin K serum before surgery and the week before your surgery. And it's serum, I mean, it comes in a little teeny tiny syringe, and there's a half a milliliter of a serum in it, and you just shoot it into the back of your throat and take a sip of juice. It's not a needle or anything, it's just in a syringe, and you fire it into the back of your throat and take a sip of juice. And you have to do that 7 days before surgery and then 2 days before surgery, and that helps with your clotting. Those 2 little doses were, I think, $45 each. It was almost $100 for the 2 days supply of vitamin K. So now we're at $700 for a machine, a CPAP, and $100 for the vitamin K. Optifast, however long your surgeon wants you on it, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, it's $100 per week of Optifast. In Hamilton, it was $46 per box, and you need 2 boxes per week. So $100 a week for Optifast. So now let's say you're on for 2 weeks. So you're at $700 for a CPAP, $200 for Optifast, and $100 for vitamin K. We're at $1,000 already. Post-op. They give you a prescription for 3 medications. Liquid codeine is one. If codeine doesn't work for you, I wouldn't even bother buying it, because honestly, codeine doesn't work for me, and that didn't work for me either. Unfortunately, I just had to sort of suffer through the pain because the codeine didn't work. But anyway, that bottle of codeine was about $40, if I recall correctly. They'll give you a prescription for Prevacid. You need to take Prevacid for 30 days post-op. It's a chewable pill, dissolvable, and it was, I think, about $30 for the month for Prevacid. What else? Oh, the tinzaparin or tinzaparin. That's the blood thinner needle that you have to give yourself for 7 days post-op. You give the needle, you put the needle in your tummy, and you shoot the medicine in. The needle doesn't hurt going in. The worst part is it just stings a little when you hit the plunger to put the medicine in. The medicine sort of stings a bit, but it's livable. It's not bad at all. And those were $15 per shot, so 7 times 15, another $100-ish for that. So around surgery, if you're saving up the money, you might want to start saving up for about $1,200 in your surgery fund for just the pre-op and immediate post-op period. So then, what else? Oh, shakes. Sorry, I'm referring to notes. I wrote stuff down. Shakes. Post-op, you have to drink Boost Diabetic shakes for about 3 to 4 weeks post-op. The Boost Diabetic shakes were about $8 or $9 for 6 shakes. You get a box of 6. Or was it 8? I don't know. I think maybe it was 8. Anyway, so you get a box of these shakes. So you're looking at about $5 a day in these Boost shakes, because you have to drink 3 or 4 a day, and a case is about $8 or $9. So give or take $5 every 2 days. So you're looking at what, about $35 a week? Yeah, about $35 a week for Boost. Vitamins. Vitamins are sort of an individual thing. It just sort of depends on where you buy them and what you buy. I wasted some money up front buying vitamins that I don't take now. I take vitamins, but I bought calcium capsules for pre-op. I was taking this pre-op, and I can't take them post-op, and I can't split them because they're like a jelly inside. So those are garbage to me now. Then I bought, for post-op, liquid calcium from Shoppers Drug Mart. They have like a Life brand blueberry flavored, disgusting, gross, made me want to gag, so I can't take that. So then I finally decided, I discovered bariatricchoice.com. So I bought some vitamins from them. So I got 3 months supply of calcium for about $45, 3 months supply of my Maltese for around the same, around $45, give or take a few bucks. And then I got 2 months supply of iron for $12 each, so about $25 for my 2 month supply of iron. So, but you know, there are some costs associated with this surgery. Now, that being said, apparently with the Opti and the prescriptions, the nurse at Hamilton told us in our pre-surgical class that if our income meets certain criteria, if we don't have the money because our income is too low, or if we're on some sort of subsidized benefits or whatever, that some of these costs can be subsidized by the government. She had some forms to fill out. So that may be a possibility. If you have a low income, then you can approach your nurse and tell her, and she may be able to give you some forms to get some of these costs subsidized by the government. I don't know how much they would subsidize. I didn't look into it because I've got benefits through my husband's employer. So I didn't look at that, because the only real out-of-pocket expense I had was the Optifast, the vitamins and the shakes. Thankfully, all the drugs were covered under my husband's benefit plan. So other than traveling, gas, and parking and things like that, parking in the hospitals, wow, expensive. But excuse me, yeah, those are pretty much the only expenses I can think of. And then clothes, post-op clothes. I would suggest finding a clothing exchange. I'm actually going to go buy some clothes today. I think I might go check out the Value Village and see what I can find, because you're going to wear these clothes for so little time. You know, it's painful to buy new clothes and only wear them for, 60 days. So, yeah, that's about it, guys. If I think of any more out-of-pocket expenses, I'll let you know, but that's all I can think of for now. So, it is kind of pricey, but thankfully the surgery itself is covered by OHIP. I guess we're lucky in that way. And so is all the pre-testing, and even the post-op, follow-ups and blood work and all that kind of stuff. So, sort of a small price to pay, and honestly, what I am spending in all these things, what I spent in Optifast, and I'm saving in food now. Honest, like, I eat less than my 7-year-old. So what I'm not, what I'm saving in food is what I spend here, because I'm saving a lot of money in food, to be honest. So, yeah, that's it, guys. So I will let you go. I just wanted to do a quick video just to kind of outline some of the costs, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.